Imagine a hidden marketplace where you could buy anything: drugs, fake IDs, hacking tools, without ever showing your face. No CCTV, no police checkpoints, no questions asked. Just a computer, an internet connection, and the ability to step into the darkest corners of the digital world. This wasn't a movie plot. It was real. And it was called the Silk Road. The Silk Road was unlike anything the world had seen before, an underground Amazon built on the dark web, where every transaction was encrypted, anonymous, and powered by Bitcoin. But the story of Silk Road isn't just about crime. It's also about ambition, ideology, greed, betrayal, and the inevitable downfall that follows when someone believes they're untouchable. Our story begins with a young man named Ross Ulbricht. To the outside world, he was an ordinary guy, smart, quiet, interested in physics, economics, and freedom. But inside his mind, Ross carried a dream. He wanted to build a marketplace free from government control, where people could buy and sell whatever they wanted under absolute freedom. He believed prohibition created more harm than good. He believed privacy was a human right, and he believed that Bitcoin, still new and unknown, could make this dream possible. So in 2011, Ross created a hidden website on the dark web. He named it the Silk Road, inspired by the ancient trade routes that once connected the world. But instead of silk, spices, or jewels, this modern Silk Road traded narcotics, forged documents, and illegal services. To hide himself, he used the online name Dread Pirate Roberts, a character from the movie The Princess Bride. A name passed from one person to another, making it impossible to know who the real leader was. At first, Silk Road was small. A few vendors selling small amounts of drugs. A few curious users who wanted to test buying something illegal online. But very quickly, word spread. You could buy pure, lab-tested drugs delivered to your doorstep like a regular package. You didn't have to meet dangerous dealers. You didn't have to take risks in the real world. Everything was anonymous. Everything felt safe. Within months, Silk Road exploded. Thousands of sellers joined. Hundreds of thousands of buyers followed. At its peak, Silk Road was generating hundreds of millions of dollars in illegal sales. Bitcoin, once worth pennies, started rising rapidly because of demand from Silk Road users. The dark web economy was born. But behind the scenes, Ross Ulbricht was struggling. Running the site consumed his life. He handled disputes, made rules, banned violent products, ran forums, and tried to manage a global criminal marketplace alone. He wasn't a kingpin with henchmen. He was one man with a laptop. And as the site grew, so did the pressure. What Ross didn't know was that law enforcement agencies around the world were already watching. The FBI, DEA, IRS, Homeland Security, they all knew Silk Road existed. They just didn't know who was behind it. But they knew one thing for sure. Whoever ran this site was skilled, invisible, and extremely dangerous. The hunt for the creator of Silk Road became one of the most complicated cyber investigations in history. Agents spent months lurking inside the marketplace, studying usernames, analyzing server patterns, tracing posts on forums, and following every tiny mistake Ross made. And yes, he made mistakes. One of the earliest clues came from a username he once used on a programming forum, Altoid. He posted a link promoting Silk Road. Later, the same username showed up again asking for technical help and accidentally revealed an email ID with his real name. It was a small slip, but it planted suspicion. Meanwhile, Ross was becoming increasingly paranoid. He believed people were trying to steal the site. He believed undercover agents were everywhere. And in this paranoia, he did something that shocked even investigators. He approved what he thought was a murder for hire. A vendor had threatened to expose user information, and Ross ordered someone to take care of it. The murder never actually happened, but this moment turned the investigation into a top priority. Then came the breakthrough. Agents tracked the Silk Road server to a data center in Iceland. By monitoring traffic patterns and capturing data, they confirmed that this hidden server was the heart of the entire operation. Now, they needed the operator, Ross. On October 1st, 2013, in a quiet public library in San Francisco, Ross Ulbricht sat at his laptop, logged in as Dread Pirate Roberts, managing the Silk Road marketplace. He believed he was safe. He believed no one could find him. But outside, undercover agents were waiting. 2 officers staged a distraction. Another agent slipped behind Ross, and in one swift moment, they grabbed his laptop before he could close it or encrypt the device. On the screen, Silk Road's admin panel was still open. He was caught red-handed. Silk Road was shut down immediately. The story hit global headlines. Bitcoin's price crashed, users panicked, and the man who believed he was fighting for freedom was now facing life in prison. Ross Ulbricht was convicted of drug trafficking, money laundering, hacking, and running a criminal enterprise. The judge sentenced him to 2 life sentences plus 40 years with no chance of parole. To this day, Ross remains in prison, and his case is still debated worldwide. Some believe he deserved it. Others believe he was punished too harshly for building a website, not committing violence. But the story doesn't end there. After Silk Road was shut down, dozens of copycat markets appeared. Some were even bigger. Some were more dangerous. And each time one fell, another replaced it. The dark web learned one thing. You can shut down a website, but you can't shut down an idea. Silk Road became a symbol of digital rebellion, of the future of anonymous markets, and of the endless battle between privacy and law enforcement. It changed cybercrime forever. It changed the internet forever. And it left behind a legacy that still shapes the dark web today. The rise and fall of the Silk Road wasn't just the story of a marketplace. It was the story of how far one person can go in the name of freedom, how quickly power can corrupt, and how the digital world is never as hidden as it seems. Because in the shadows of the internet, nothing stays hidden forever.